Beta version 4.1 of Elementor just made some big changes to their atomic form. I want to take you through what you currently had and what the 4.1 version gives you, just as a reminder, okay? Because they've given you things, but a lot of people were missing and they weren't very happy about. So the atomic form, if you look at the structure, you basically have a wrapper. The version 3, you just got a form, and you could add in fields, but you couldn't rearrange it massively without doing a bit of CSS or JavaScripting in some cases. What you get is the ability to go and add in your own labels, and you can stylize these out and do what you want with them, move them left, right, wherever you want. You have your input fields. You'll have an input ID, which you need to take account of, but you could do text, email, number, telephone, and password. Just as a reminder though, the atomic form, it is a flexbox container, wrapper, whatever you want to call it. So if you want to rearrange, if you want to have your messages over here, have your email on the far right, have a different background color, drop in an image, drop in an explanatory video, an infographic, you can do loads of things with it. Beta 4.1 of Elementor Atomic Forms, this is what it gives you. You now have a radio button, a select field, a date picker, a time picker, and a file upload. So finally, thankfully, we're getting these additional fields. I'm going to get rid of loads of fields here to keep this really simple. I'm now going to drop in a checkbox. Now, the checkbox was there in the pre-version 4.1, but I just want to remind you, okay, I'm going to put this into a group. I'm just going to call it G1, and I'm going to give this the value of red. Now, you won't see red here, but if you check it, the red value is passed in the back end. But if you want to state that that is for red, you need to go and add in a label. So you would go and drop in a label, and then you would obviously arrange it accordingly. Now, I know a lot of you are going to say that requires a bit more work, but that's the whole point. And I think a lot of people don't get this with atomic elements and atomic components, the root, all of that. We have been used to or conditioned into component or readily wrapped features and elements. What we're now being able to do is go right down to the root element and position it how we want. So let's just say you've gone and added in your labels, okay? And I'm going to do another checkbox. And this is still in the G1 group, and this is called blue. If I go and preview it, you're going to see the style you get back. And if you don't like that style, just go and change it. And I'm actually going to create one. I'm going to go over to classes. I'm going to call it form options. I'm going to go to my background color, click a variable, and I'm just going to go for neon green. Then I'm going to go over to typography. I'm going to click variable, and I'm going to click blue. I will then click on the three dots, and you're going to see the option called checked. I'm going to leave my text color as blue because you don't really see that until you tick it. And rather than it going to this gray color, I'm going to change that to also still be my neon green. So if I now tick it, can you see what happens? Because if I go over here to this button, if you don't go and do this active state for the checked part of that style, that's the color you get. But the reason why I'm telling you to think about doing style is if I now go over to this button, I can just hit form options and it brings it over. So that's how you do the check, okay? And I still haven't really told you about the version 4.1 beta, but I feel like that's important to understand. Because if I was to now go and add in a radio button, and again, it's the same thing here, you would go and add in your label, I'm going to make this G2 group. And again, I'm just going to call this red for simplicity. Now, first, let me show you a problem that you're going to come across, but it's really easy to get around this. If I go and click this, I get a gray circle, but I can't unclick it. Look, the checkbox is totally separate, right? It's a separate group anyway. Once you've checked it, or clicked that radio button, how do I unclick it without refreshing the page? What you need to do is have alternative radio buttons. And as long as they're in the same group, so remember, these are in G2, I'm now just going to call this one blue. Then if I click one and now click another, they will alternate. And if you've got, say, 20 radio buttons, it will only allow you to pick one out of all of them. So checkbox is multi, to kind of select, but the radio is only pick one. But I now also want to point out another little problem, and maybe this will get sorted out by the time 4.1 is finalized, but I want you to know about it. If I go to style and I click form options, can you see it's applied it? I'm only going to do it on that one and not the second one, just so you understand how classes can speed things up for you. As a reminder, this is what you get with a checkbox. You get that blue. Look what happens when I click it. It is still gray. And that one obviously is going to still be grey because it's got no style. But can you see we're still getting the grey even though I set the typography color? And the way to get around that is at the moment you have to add in custom CSS. I'm just going to go back over to my checked states and make sure I'm inside of there. And I'm now going to click this and : before curly bracket, make sure you can see that, background color, and then 0000FF. And that all sits within a curly bracket there, and that sits within the element.style version 4 wrapper that they've got in for the custom CSS. And what you're going to notice is that doesn't make any change on the checkbox, that's still okay. But over here now, we get the blue. Remember, I could have had different background colors, you set it up how you want to set it up. But this one, the class and that custom CSS has not been added. So that's why I'm still getting grey. But if I went over to this button, went to style, and this time I did go and select form options, you'll now see we get the green background and it stays green when checked, and we get the blue. So if anyone is using those radio buttons and you go and change the typography color, but you're still not getting it, just make sure that when you go to your class, or however you decide to do it, you might not use classes, just make sure you're on the checked option and then go and set it. And I'm going to make a point that even if I had gone over here, because look, you can still see it. So even though it is set as checked, that blue doesn't come through on the radio. So as a reminder, if you want to allow people to alternate between different radio options, you've got to have them in the same group, and you need to use that custom CSS. So that again is another new feature for beta 4.1 Elementor. Then we have the select field. Let's go and drop that in. You can allow them to have multiple selections or single. The way this works is you go and add in what is visible. So I'm going to say red and red. So what is the value that sits in the back end? I'm going to duplicate that. We'll add in blue. I'll duplicate again. And I know if you think back to how the version 3 forms work, where you get to add in your options, it is quicker. This does take a bit more time. So this is your standard select, and you could go and select. Or if you made it be multi-select, it looks like this, and you can pick more than one item. However, to do that, you do have to put your finger on shift to do that. Now, the other fields we have are the date picker, and I'm going to add both of them at the moment, and the time picker. They are basically very, very similar. You can set your minimum or your maximum date. Is it required? So if I said I didn't want it to go below a certain date, you could set that. One thing I will say, though, is this doesn't have a feature yet where I can stop it from picking a date in the past. And I would like to see that introduced because I feel like that's quite important. The time field is pretty flexible. Again, you could set a start and an end time. And again, you can go and style these out. So on my form, I could either enter in a value and type it in, or you could click the icon. And remember, this is looking quite wide, but you can set your width. You know, these are root elements, and you can go and pick your date. However, like I said, I could, if I want, still pick a date in the past, and I don't like that. We have the time field. Again, you can stylize this out. I could, if I want, go over to my spacing. I go and add in 15, it comes through. The last thing I want to say about the atomic form is that when you are on the actual atomic form and you go to general, you now have the ability whereby you can use the @ symbol to decide on fields that you're going to show. Normally, you just do all fields, but if I hit the @ symbol, I might go, right, I want to show that. Now, at the moment, it's not bringing over the select fields or anything like that, so I feel like that's a discrepancy or something I hope to see sorted out as well. But we will have the ability to go and add in our fields rather than typing them from memory. And the other thing also is that when you go down to where we have reply, if you go and hit the @ symbol again, and you've got a field where the user or whoever fills in the form adds in their email, you can now select it. Because before you sometimes had to jump out, go back up, go to the tab, go and copy, go and paste. So it was always a bit of friction there. But that's now been sorted out. And the last thing I want to mention is that when it comes to actions after submit, we only had email and save or collect. We now have Webhook. So if you are now going to connect this up to MailerLite or MailChimp or something else, you should have some settings somewhere that are going to give you a URL or some key or something. I don't want to go into massive detail about that, but you could go and drop that in. And I almost ended forgetting to talk about the file uploads. Let me just drop that in. Don't worry about where it's positioned, how big are the files allowed to be, what kind of formats are you allowing them to send in so they can send in an Excel file or whatever. Can they do multiple files? So where we were quite limited before when the atomic forms came out, the beta version of 4.1 gives us more. I still feel like a few things need to be polished off in here, and I still need to test out a bit more on the styling. But please do remember with the radio that extra bit of custom CSS if you want the dot inside of the radio to be your brand color. I'm Imran from Web Squadron. Go and check out our exclusive videos, Elementor website course, sign up for our channel, like, subscribe, share and follow. I'll keep seeing you. Take care. Bye.